Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell in the upper right hand corner. Follow me on all forms of social media. Check me out at thatdrummerguy.com and enjoy the following presentation.
Yeah, hello, is it Josh?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, hi, this is Kirund from Morose in Sweden.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, fine. Sorry about the mix-up with the time schedule and whatever. So, got time for the interview now?
Yes, I do. And thank you for taking the time to do this interview. As a longtime fan of the band, it's awesome to be able to talk about some brand new music from you guys.
Oh, nice to hear that.
Oh, yes. Just being a fan over the years and, just seeing the progression of the way the band's going right now. I mean, it's awesome to see in 2018 that you guys have gotten together and, released such a great collection of songs. I mean, there's such great diversity that's going on here. I mean, such great heavy moments that are going on there as well. And it's a great indication of where the band is right now.
Oh, that was nice words. Yeah, we'll try to keep it interesting for ourselves and try to be as varied as possible. So, yeah.
So, with that, how did the songwriting process begin for Chap 10?
It's kind of the same as always. I mean, we always kind of write riffs and little bits and pieces here and there. But it's not until we just set our minds to that, well, now we got to start focus on the next album. And then we just go over the ideas we have and come up with some new stuff and start putting things together. And from that day, it takes roughly a year or something until we got the songs done. I don't know if we were lazy or whatever, but we'll argue a lot about the different pieces here and there in the songs and whether it should be like this or that and everything. So it's kind of like we have to make ourselves exhausted of ourselves until we got the songs ready to record.
Yeah, and it's good to have that kind of formula down. I mean, when something's working for you, you know the direction that you want to go in. Everyone in the band wants to go in that same direction. I mean, as long as you can keep that momentum going and make the best possible sounds going. And it's great to see that happened once again.
Oh, so thank you. Yeah, well, we just do it the way we always done it. We just throw in all the ideas we have and just put it to the meat grinder, so to say, and out comes those songs, whether they are good or not. We don't really know. I mean, when we write songs, we do it to please ourselves in the first place, and we record them, and if other people like it, we're very happy, but we will still be doing it anyway, just to please ourselves first. So, but it's kind of a contradiction going on there, because, I mean, saying that, and then when the album is done, you listen to it one time, and then never again. It's kind of like, that's that, on to the next one. It's kind of like, sounds very strange thinking about it, really. I mean, you do something to please yourself, and then you're pleased, and then you never listen to it again. It's kind of like weird.
Yeah, it's funny how that does happen from time to time, and it depends on the band, and of course there's other things that go along with that. But it's just again, just from the fan perspective, it's just like seeing how the band has come along after all this time, and just the brand new 10th album, just being able to celebrate you guys now with 10 solid studio albums now, and just seeing that progression of the band. I mean, how do you feel about the progression of the band after 10 studio albums now?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we changed a lot of band members throughout the years, and a lot of members have just went doing something else due to work situations in their lives, moved to other cities, just getting fed up with the business or whatever. And we're bringing in new members, new fresh ideas. So in a way, it would be nice to have the same members throughout the whole career, but that's really hard to keep a band together. And I'm quite happy as it is also to have new members in the band with fresh ideas. It keeps it interesting as well and keeps the band going and everything. And it still sounds like Morose, I think. Even if you compare the new album to the first album, it still sounds Morose-ish in a way.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, you guys have been able to keep that core sound of what Morose is all about, and exploring different territories when it feels appropriate, but also just making sure that the direction that you want to be going in, just like the style that you want to go in, and deciding the right singles you want to be able to show off from those albums. And again, I can't say it enough. Well, like, the more that I listen to this album, the more it's just like, it just sounds like such an absolutely solid Morose album, and that's all I really need.
Yeah, nice to hear that too. I mean, we never try to write songs in a certain direction or whatever. I mean, when we're done fist fighting in the rehearsal room about how a song should turn out or whatever, it turns out the way it does, and it's kind of like we're surprised too when we listen to the complete song. It's kind of like, well, wow. It's kind of like, I mean, when you write a song and you start playing it at the rehearsal studio together, you have a certain feeling about the song. But then when it's all done and you put on the record and you listen to it, it's kind of like, wow, so this is how it turned out. It's kind of like, it's really a surprise feeling. Perhaps it's hard to explain, but the song develops from perhaps a crappy tune or whatever, and you really don't really kind of like it in the first place because you think it's cheesy or whatever. But then when you listen to the complete song, when it's mixed and mastered and everything, it's kind of like, wow, damn, it turned out pretty good in the end. It's really interesting.
Oh yeah, and it's amazing to see how that progression happens. I mean, something could just happen from like a drum fill or just a very simple guitar riff or a vocal melody or something, and it could turn into a full-fledged song. And you never really know the way that it's going to be until you get that final product into the studio. And it's you know, it can change a song so drastically much, getting the rest of the band involved, seeing what they're going to be doing with their aspects, or if you're writing the song, if you want to change something to make it fit. I mean, there's so many different directions it can go in.
Yes, it can. And I mean, not usually, always for us, it's kind of like we record the music first and we haven't heard any vocal lines on it or anything. Perhaps a bit and pieces at the rehearsal place or whatever. But Ron is kind of like, he just feels, the way he records his vocals is kind of like he just stands by himself in his own studio and just go with it. And then it's done. And then we listen to it, it's kind of like, damn, the song changes completely when the vocals get on it and makes, I mean, pretty often you can have a pretty lame song, as we think, and then Ronnie puts on the vocals and it turn out to be really, really good. So yeah, it's an exciting thing to record an album too.
And with that, I mean, how does it feel to be able to have so much control over the band like that, where it's just like all the members of the bands are able to write the parts that are needed, and you know, just going from the production side too, you know, especially with Ronnie's mixing of the latest album.
Yeah, I think it's really, really nice. I mean, the reason we are doing all this is just to please ourselves, really, in the first place. And it keeps it interesting because you never know what happens. And I mean, we brought in a new bass player for this album in the 11th hour, so to say. We were actually supposed to start mixing the day that we took the decision that we needed a new bass player. It was kind of like, hey, Johan, you have to put bass on this album. I said, well, okay. We just put on the bass for 14 songs in just a couple of evenings. So he was really fast and talented bass player. And he said, well, what do you want me to play? And we were just kind of like, well, play whatever you want. So he did, and it turned out very, very good. So that's also very interesting and keeps it fresh and exciting for the rest of us.
And with that, I mean, obviously with the changes in the band, just like you mentioned, and being able to hone into this album so much with just the members of the band, how does it feel to finally have this album coming out next week?
Say again, please.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, with being able to craft so much of everything that's going on with the band with just the members themselves, I mean, from being able to have a brand new bassist come in and be able to record immediately on the new album to having the mixing and production done on your side, how does it feel to finally be able to say that the new album is coming out next week?
It feels great. What else can I say? So, yeah, it's really, to repeat myself, very exciting. I mean, everything with this album has been kind of like, the songwriting process has been the same as it usually is for us. But yeah, production-wise, it was kind of like, with the change of bass player, it really stirred up the excitement, kind of like, well, are we going to make it? Because you have certain deadlines for mastering and production, I mean, printing, whatever. So it was really a hectic schedule, so to say. And I mean, we're kind of lazy and usually works in the 11th hour with everything, so to say. I mean, we had a lot of time really recording this album, but everything turns out to be unfinished until the end anyway. I mean, even with the album cover, it was kind of like, we really didn't have a clue about it. We always kind of thought that, well, we used the same girl we did the two previous albums, but we were out in the last minute and she said, well, sorry guys, I don't have the time. If you called me earlier, I might have done it, but not now. And we were kind of like, well, damn, what are we supposed to do now? we just called up Reiner, a guy who did the album cover for an old album called The Men Who Rhyme. And he said, well, yeah, but how much time do I have? Well, you got 10 days. I was kind of like, fucking with me? No, actually, well, why didn't you call me earlier? Well, we don't know. Do you have anything? And he said, well, I got a bunch of finished stuff you can check out on my website. Fabulous work and everything looked brilliant, but it was kind of like, well, people see this. We want something fresh. And then he got back to me and said, well, there's one painting that I'm working on. I don't know what I'm doing really, just painting something. And I said, well, just send me a picture of it. And he did on just a brief sketch of the album cover. And we said, cool, let's go for that. Can you make it in 10 days? Well, I'll do my best. And he did. And it was kind of like also exciting because we really didn't know until we saw the final thing. It's like, well, hey guys, here it is. And there was no time to make it say, I mean, we just had to use that. And it was really amazing. So it's kind of like, thanks, man. You really saved our day here.
Yeah,
everything with Tad Morose has been kind of like in the last minute on this album. So, but it really helped to keep things interesting for us.
And, you know, a lot of people do work under that kind of pressure, you know, just that motivation of just knowing that something has to be done by this deadline. So it really pushes you to be able to get a part tracked in a certain amount of time and doing the best of your ability, making sure that you get the right artwork that works out that way. And, just like having that little bit of fire of knowing that you have to get things done this particular amount of time.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have to have the kind of flame up our ass to get things done. But all the time, it's kind of like when we're done with something, like, for example, this album, we always kind of say that, gosh, we did it this time too, but I mean, next time we better plan things a little bit better because it's really exhausting. But we all know anyway that, well, next time it will be the same thing again anyway. So that's kind of the way it works the way it does anyway. We try to plan things and everything and try to be professional, but it always ends up like it does anyway. So.
Well, again, just from the outside perspective, the fan perspective, I mean, it's just amazing to see, just like with things coming together so close to the deadlines that needed to be met with the final product that's come out. I mean, such a great solid album from Tad Morose, an album cover that fits really the attitude of the album. I mean, it just, even though the things came together the way that they did, it just feels like it was natural, like the way it was supposed to be done since day one.
Yeah, well, thanks for saying those words. It's kind of, I don't know how to say it in English, but it's kind of like, in a way, perhaps it was supposed to be like this. Perhaps it was supposed that we should change the bass player in the last minute. Perhaps the artwork was supposed to be done by Reiner in a very short time, and etc., etc. Things happen for a reason, perhaps. So, and it turned out very, very good, I think. Same was with the mastering of the album, because we were all very busy with changing the bass layer, doing the mixing and stuff. And then we kind of thought that, hey guys, who's doing the mastering of the album? And everybody looked at each other kind of like, yeah, right, we haven't thought about that. So that we had to deal with to make the deadline for the record company also. It was kind of like, I was sitting at home one night and I just thought that, well, who do I know who do mastering? And I thought, well, Andersson does it. So, yeah, I just dropped him a message and he said, yeah, we can do that. We like to do crazy stuff in the last minute too. And I checked with Fredrik Nordström, it's with Fredman, and he said, yeah, what the hell? I'm taking my son to Belgium on a motocross event, but I can bring my stuff and do it in the camper van or stuff like that. And it's kind of like, hey guys, we got a few options here. Where do we go? But then Ronnie and Johan who mixed the album said, well, Jonas Kjellgren, the guy who ended up mastering the album, we worked with him before and he lives pretty close by. So since we had so little time, so it's kind of like if something is wrong with the mix, it's easier for us to correct it, and we know this guy and he lives nearby, so it's just smoother if something occurs. So we decided, well, go with him then. And he did a splendid job, I must say, with the mastering. So that was the last final minute thing we did for this album.
Yeah, and that's just another great thing that does happen too, when you are able to find the right outside people to be able to help out and make sure the album is going to be as great as it can possibly be. And again, I think it's just another one of those things where it felt like it was supposed to happen the way that it did, and just getting the mastering done the way that just the way that he was able to do it. I mean, it just feels so natural and the way it should have been.
Yeah, I think so too. And when I listened to the album, when I gave it the first virgin listen, so to say, when we got the mastering file from the mastering studio, I was kind of like just a smile on my face, kind of like, yeah, we managed to do it again with the help of others, of course. So yeah, I mean, it sounds natural, and but it's really exhausting also to do everything in the last minute.
Oh, very much so. But again, it's just I love the way that it all turned out. I mean, it's great to see that you guys were able to. I mean, any setbacks that happened, it's great to see everything did turn out the way that it should. And with that, being able to find a new label home as well. I mean, it's great to see that you guys were able to get on GMR Music and be able to release this album and get some great promotion behind it.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it works out. I mean, we know Lena, who owns GMR Music for quite some time, and we've been talking back and forth with her throughout the years. And even before we signed with the Spot Records, who we released the two previous albums on, we were talking about signing with GMR, but it didn't happen back then. But now she came with an offer we just couldn't refuse. It's just easy and just the way we wanted it and everything. It's kind of like, yeah, well, let's go with GMR then. So yeah, that went really smooth for us.
And with that, I mean, obviously with getting everything together, sometimes in the final hour, but just like getting everything ready for this album, how did you guys decide on what songs were going to be released as singles?
I don't know. I haven't released any singles. Well, I think it was we've just done a lyric video for the Apocalypse song, I think. I don't know if they were putting up singles. Perhaps they are. I don't really know.
Well, that's more what I meant too. It's just like someone who might be checking out this interview for the first time, wanting to check you guys out, and they're seeing that there was songs in advance of the album coming out, and it's like it was great choices to see the lyric videos and seeing what songs that were chosen from there. I mean, it feels like it was a natural thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you again. We really didn't think. I think it was just Ron that just did it. Did the lyric video for the first song on the album. It's kind of obvious, and we've done a few others. I don't know if they are out on YouTube yet or whatever, but yeah, whatever. If somebody in the band got a feeling about, let's do this with this song, well, we'll go ahead and do it.
Yeah, and it's like it's really cool to see the songs that were chosen on there. I mean, there's so many songs off the album, like all of them, that could have that visual representation of being on YouTube. But I'm really happy with the choices that were made on there. I mean, I love the visuals that are going on with the lyric videos, and it was a cool presentation.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I mean, for the Apocalypse lyric video, it's kind of like, instead of just having a lyric video, we just filmed ourselves at our rehearsal studio and put us in the background, and doing videos is kind of like, it's cool to have a very good video, but we're not really we don't have that much cool ideas for a video or anything. I mean, it's easier if you sing about cartoon dragons and stuff and make a video or whatever, and we just like to drink beer and play heavy metal, and we get a lot of shit from the audience from fans. I mean, whenever you guys do a video, it's always a performance video. You guys just stand there and play. Do something, an ordinary video, people keep telling us, and we're kind of like, wow, what should we do with that? It's kind of like lack of fantasy, or I don't know. But we'll see. Perhaps we got a bright idea for one of the songs on the album, make an ordinary video or something. I don't know.
But, that also goes again with what you were talking about earlier, and it's so very true when you are a musician and you do have a band and you're wanting to put out music, is like, you got to be happy with what you're doing. And as long as you guys are happy with everything that's being put out there, I mean, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I would never put out anything that I'm not comfortable with, so to say. I mean, if we let's say that we did an ordinary video with a storyline and actors and whatnot in it, and I didn't like it, well, we wouldn't put it out, because we have to feel good about what we're doing ourselves in the first place. So if we like what we're doing, well, then we can put it out. But if we don't, we'll never release it. And that's one of the benefits of not making a living out of playing music. I mean, we all got our day jobs and stuff that pays our bills and feed our kids and whatever. So we can really do whatever we feel like when it comes to the music side of our lives. So that's really, really a nice feeling. I mean, when I was young, it was kind of like, well, the dream come true would be to make a living out of music. But, I mean, there's so many bands out there that make a living out of music, but you can really see the desperation in everything they're doing, because they also got kids to feed and bills to pay, and if the next album doesn't sell this or that much, then they don't know what will happen, and that's not where I want to be, so to say. I would just pretty much like to keep the music as my hobby, so to say. We can do whatever we like with it. We can turn down the tour offer if it doesn't look great. We don't have to do this and that just to pay the bills and stuff. We do what we want, and that's it.
Yeah, and that is such a great, comfortable place to be able to be in too. And just like you said, I mean, there's so many ups and downs of being able to make music your full career, but the fact that you're in this position and you're able to have 100% creative control of the way Tad Morose is going to be going in, I mean, that's something that every band should be able to strive for, being able to write the music that they want and be happy with it.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird in a way. I mean, we've been around for quite some time, and never ever on any of the record labels that we have been signed to, nobody from any record label had ever said something to us like, well, you should try to sound like this or that or whatever. We just deliver the music and they're happy with it as it is, and that's really, really nice. And I mean, I couldn't imagine myself playing in a band where you have some record company executives deciding on the sound of the band or whatever. I mean, we really need the artistic, creative thing to do whatever we like to do with it. I mean, if no record label want to put out our next album, well, so be it then. We still do the same thing because we like to do it.
So, with that said, I mean, obviously with the new album coming out next week and being able to say that you're done with this production cycle for the new album, what is next for the band?
Oh, playing live. I mean, recording new songs is just an excuse to have new songs to play live on stage anyway. I mean, we really like to play live. I mean, that's what makes it worth doing all this, actually. I mean, a lot of my friends think I'm fucking crazy putting all the money and all the time into this and getting so little out of it in their point of view, but I mean, they don't get it. I mean, if you don't play in a band, you don't get it, I think, because, I mean, when you travel to another country, you stand on stage and you see a packed venue and people smiling and singing along to your songs, that makes it worth it by far, so to say. So
yeah, and just like you said, I mean, that is such a great feeling to be able to be on stage, playing in front of people that know your music, and even better when there's people who are not familiar with your music and being able to be checking out your music for the first time in that live experience and winning them over. And it's great to see that you guys now, with this 10th album, I mean, you got a new collection of songs that you're able to play live and be able to mix things up when it comes to the set list.
Yes, it is, but it's also kind of a double-edged sword because, I mean, usually we get an hour on stage, I mean, depending on the event. I mean, sometimes you get 30 minutes and you can't play all the songs in 30 minutes. So quite a few people think that we should be playing more older songs live, and it's really hard to put a set list together sometimes. So we try to be varied, but usually we kind of end up focusing on the newer stuff. For better or worse, I don't really know, but well, we'll see what happens. I mean, we put out, I don't know, over 100 songs all in all, so I mean, I could go on forever on stage. I mean, it would be nice. I mean, we played a show a couple of years ago in a small city in Sweden, and we had all the time we wanted on stage. I think we played for 2.5 hours or something. And the fun thing was, we as a band felt pretty satisfied afterwards. I mean, of course, we were damn exhausted because it was too hot, so hot in that venue. But the fun thing was that everybody in the audience really enjoyed the whole length of the show. I mean, I was kind of like, wow, they're still here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We got a bunch of shows booked here in Sweden for summer, and then it seems like we're going to Greece in late autumn, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, we would really like to tour and play live as much as possible, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully a lot of people will like the new album and get the chance to go out and play more live. Yeah,
and hopefully, I mean, from the fan perspective as well, I mean, I would love to be able to see that happen as well, too, because, I mean, I love what you guys did with this new album, and, it'd be great to see how these new songs sound live, mixed in with the classic songs that you guys have been doing over the years, and, just constantly winning over fans, playing these great venues. And another great thing about being able to be a musician on your time is choosing the dates that you want to play, going to the places that you want to play, and being able to have those great experiences.
Yeah, I mean, because, when we go out on small tours and maybe do 2 or 3 shows in a row, one show, or fly away, or if we just put our lazy asses in a minivan and drive for 24 hours down to Germany and do a couple of shows. We always have such a good time. I mean, it's really, I mean, it's kind of like when you were young and you were out with your friends and doing pranks or whatever. I mean, it's just hilarious. So, yeah.
Oh, well, awesome. Well, once again, I just want to thank you for taking the time to be able to do this and talk about everything that's going on in the world of Tad Morose right now, including the brand new album, Chapter 10, which is coming out next Friday through GMR Music. It was awesome to be able to get your insight into everything, see how you guys get the album together, be it, like in the final hour, and just seeing the progression of the band. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. I hope you guys are able to get into this touring cycle behind this album and play some of the best shows that you guys have ever done.
Yeah, so thank you. Really, yeah, I hope that has come true. So it would be really nice if we get out and play some major events soon. So yeah, well, glad you like the album, and hopefully a lot of other people like it too. So we get the opportunity to tour more, perhaps. We'll see.